Dancing has become something that many regard as entertainment, art, and recreation. Many believe that dancing is a way to say what you feel, but when it is looked at from certain religious denominations, dancing is not revered as something that is fun, but instead as a sin. What is your views on dancing as a Baptist preacher?
My views on dancing as a Baptist preacher. Dancing can be something that glorifies God, and dancing can be something that does not bring God any glory. And within that, as the church, everything we do should be done to glorify God. Throughout the Bible, you have David dancing before God. You have Old Testament dancing before God. It's not mentioned in the New Testament, but I believe the Old Testament is still relevant to our life. And you have this idea of dancing before God. Even within dancing with my wife, there's many days we'll be sitting at the house. If the right song comes on the TV, I'll get up and make her dance with me. We almost rented a Catholic hall for our wedding because they do allow dancing. We do not want our church houses to be desecrated with music that is ungodly and dancing that is ungodly.
As I finished talking to Brother Rich, I found that I was missing something. I needed an example of how serious this belief was taken by some Southern Baptists. I decided that I would need to move to another small Southern Baptist church and meet with another pastor. Maybe he would have a story that I could use, or maybe it would be the same story over and over again. But what I found was more than I could have ever asked for.
I've been a youth pastor in a few different churches over the last 8 years. I've been doing youth ministry across the Tangipahoa Parish and some of Livingston Parish area for the last 8 years. I like dancing. I won't deny that as you know, a person. I grew up in a house that was filled with music, and we danced. I remember dancing around in the kitchen with my mom and my dad and brother and all that kind of stuff, and so I grew up dancing. I went to all my high school dances and things of that nature, and had always heard there was a big issue about not dancing and Baptists have an issue with dancing. But my parents were not like that, even though that's the denomination that they were as well. So my views can be a little bit different than some churches and some people. You know, I married somebody who was the captain of the dance team in high school. And so, you know, she obviously was okay with dancing, and she was Baptist as well.
With dancing and being a minister, have you ran into any issues of being a Baptist minister who enjoys dancing?
Oh yeah. When I'll tell you a story of when I got married. When the church interviewed us, they asked us what were our views on dancing, and I told them basically what I had said a minute ago about my family and kind of how I was raised and how she was the captain of the dance team. Went to all our high school dances, and we told them that we were going to be getting married because we were engaged right as we were going to this church, and I remember them, you know, asking if we planned on having dancing at our wedding, and I told them yes. There would be no drinking, there would be clean music, but we would be dancing. And I'll never forget, they said, you know, we don't believe in dancing here at this church. And I was like, okay. In my mind, I thought the interview was over. I didn't think I was going to be going there. But they wound up calling me as their youth minister. And so I went to the church. I became their youth minister. About 9 months later, we were getting married. The wedding was, you know, right there on us. And we had moved all our stuff into the parsonage. And we had our wedding. And we had our reception. And at the reception, we danced. And there were several church people there. And they got really upset. We left to go on our honeymoon and never thought anything about all of it. We came back, and we came back on Thursday. On Friday, the chairman of the deacons came and asked me if we could meet with the deacon body, and we did on that day, actually. And they told me that it was because of the dancing, and actually they asked me to resign from the church.
Brother Campbell had to suffer and was forced into resignation because his beliefs did not match some of his fellow Southern Baptists. Change is inevitable, and in some cases, change is needed. Some of these small-town Louisiana Southern Baptist churches need to realize that not all change is bad, and the sin of dancing could also be used to glorify the Lord. It's like my grandfather always said, you can make a sin out of anything.
I won't dance, don't ask me. I won't dance, don't ask me. I won't dance, madame, with you. My heart won't